Hello Swirly Savages. Today I'm going to share with you a flower tutorial, how you can make your own flowers using some stamps and dies that you have on hand or even some punches. So I'm going to be using the Heartfelt Creations stamp and die set, and this one is called Fuschia. Might be called Cascading Fuchsia, I'm not really sure. So that's the stamp set, and then here's the dies that go with it, so they perfectly coordinate there. We're going to need some archival ink and a mouse pad is what I use for my stamping and also for my flower shaping. So you need a mouse pad or a foam mat for that. And then you're going to need some shaping tools. So I think McGill makes a set of flower shaping tools, but I actually broke one of them, so I ordered these off of Wish. $4 for this whole set, and they are steel, so I am not going to be breaking these. Okay. Then here's the centers that I'm going to be using. You can get those at any craft store. And then for coloring the flowers, I'm actually going to be using the Metallics Prima watercolor set. We actually got this in a past Swirly Doos kit. And need a water brush. Okay. So we're going to be using that. And then you're also going to need a bottle of water, just some water to spray on your cardstock. And this will help shape your flowers. Very important step. You do need to do this in order for your flowers to hold their shape. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is go ahead and do our stamping. Okay, so I'm going to try to get you a better view here of how we're shaping these flowers. So we're going to start with these two small ones, and they're still damp on the back, not wet, just damp. And we're going to use one of the larger balls, and we're just going to shape the tips here because I want those to cup up a little bit. So see how we're doing that? Oh, kind of got off there. So we're just doing that to kind of cup it up so you can see how that is now. Okay. And then we're going to use the smaller side, and we're just going to draw from the tip of the petal into the middle. So see how that curled up when we did that? So from the tip to the middle again, and we just want to do that on all of the petals. And as you do that, it's going to cup up like that, okay? And then I want it to have a little bit more of the cup, so we're just going to put the bigger ball in the center there and put that around, kind of cup the flower up. Okay, and there we go. And we're just going to set that aside to dry. Okay, so let's do the second one here. So again, we're just using one of the larger balls, about the size of the tip of the flower, rolling that around in the tip there, and that's just to kind of cup it up and give it some shape. Now remember, this is important that your paper be damp, because then what we're doing here with the shaping, it will stay once it's dry. Okay, so then we're going to draw again from the tip of the petal down to the middle, like that. Just do that all the way around. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and push down in the center again and kind of pull those petals up. So we're just pushing down in the center, pulling up, and there we've got our second piece. Okay, so here I'm going to use the Color Blooms in Lime Wedge, and that's going to be for the base of the flower. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and get those dried up a little bit. You want that damp, not soaking wet. And then we're just going to pull up from the tip to the center on each of those to get that to kind of curl up. Not pushing down in the middle, just kind of curling up on the edges. And dry those a little bit. Okay, now we're going to start putting these together. So I'm using 3 of the stamens and just folding those in half. And you don't need to have those even because obviously in nature everything's not even. So putting 2 together, so a little bit of glue and layering 2 of the cupped flowers together. Now we're going to add the stamens into the middle. Just glue in the folded edge of that so that can stick down in there, and adding the base. And I kind of cup the base around the cup of the flower to make it more natural. So there you go, there's our first one. And we're just going to go ahead and do that with the next 2. So a little bit of glue and layer 1 flower inside the other. And I use one of the balls to push down in there to make sure it's cupped up correctly and the glue adheres. And then 3 more stamens folded in half. Just glue the folded edge, stick that in there. Add another base, and again you're cupping that around the flower a little bit so it's more natural. And then we'll just do that with the third one, and you'll have your 3 flowers all put together. And what I like to do with these then is just use them in a flower cluster on my page, or die cut some vines and have them hanging from some vines on a page or even on a card. So there's the big one. There they all are together. Okay. Then I need to go ahead and show you some dies that you can use for this as well. So if you don't have any stamps, there are some dies that you can use. So let me get those out for you. Okay, so now I'm going to show you some punches that you could use. So this is an EK Success punch. It's a small 5-petal flower. And there's the medium size. And then there's the large size, and these are all 5-petal flowers that would work just as well for this tutorial that I just did. And then here is the star punch that you could use for the base of the flower, and again that one is also made by EK Success.